Should I talk about myself a little bit?
Okay.
All right. Actually, I start to think about to be a lecturer to be my occupation. I think many years ago, back after I graduated for about a year or less than a year. I think that I was working in EGAT, Electrical Generating Authority of Thailand, in Nonthaburi, and I felt that the work wasn't really challenging. So I thought about that. What kind of work would be more challenging than what I had at that time? Then the lecturer or professor work in university came up. Thought that would be a better place for myself. That's the starting point.
That is more challenge for you.
It's kind of a less boring job because you have to deal with a few things, and also you have a larger environment to think. If you want to think that the university is the better place than a company or any government official work, I think.
Okay. Next is what is your favorite thing in your work?
Yeah, well, that's what I told you before. It's the environment. This place allow you to think, try, and also do something that it's out of the box, as people used to say, out of the box.
Okay. And what is your ultimate goal in your job?
Well, not anymore. Used to be ultimate goal. It's basically to do something that more challenging, research, interesting research, and well, I think the position of lecturer changing under your control, basically from lecturer to assistant professor, associate, and professor. It's actually under your control. People might think that the goal would be a full professor, but it not my goal. My goal basically to do something that probably different than what we had at this point. That's my goal. As I told you before, it changed because the life is actually dynamics, changing with the time. So your goal might be changed up and down or differently. So the goal at this point is not that. The goal at this point is to actually work on something that probably useful. It doesn't matter how it's gonna end up, but useful.
Okay. Next is in your opinion, what is the most necessary skill for your career?
Well, responsibility.
And why?
Because if you don't have that, then your student wouldn't get anything from you. You probably have to go on and do something differently from year to year, even though it's the same subject that you might have to think about it. You may have to take, actually you should take information from different years, and also to process and to get out with something new, a better way to do your job. Similarly to research and other things, but I think mostly responsibility is the most important part.
Um, Next is what is influence of your career on the country?
Well, a difficult question. Influence people or any or situation or what do you really mean on this?
It's about just people to improve the country like that.
Well, I think my situation different than Arthur. I think in this university they have two groups of lecturer or professors or academics career. One is basically the government officer. The other part, which is a larger part, is basically under the what's that called the it's also a government but not officer. It's government. What would I say? Government controlled or kind of a company officer. I wouldn't be able to think about that word. Anyway, there are two groups. I'm in a government officer sector, which I think most important thing about my career is basically eventually after I retire, government will still actually support me throughout my life, even though the base salary is lower than the other part, but once they actually going to take care of you for the rest of your life. At this point, it's your job to do the best that you could throughout your career with honor and actually with the responsible. That's what I would say.
Okay. Next is how is English important in your work?
You have to read. You should be able to read the textbook and other material related to your work fluently. Basically, you need to really understand what it means in the text or in the academic paper or any other things that relate to your life. That's the important part of the English. It may not be really important for me to be able to communicate with the people using English, especially with the Thai student, because what I communicate through English, it's probably get through you probably less than half. But if I communicate with you in Thai, it basically gonna get through you 100%. Whether you can take it all or you couldn't, but at least you know what I really talk about. But for English, you have to translate it.
Yes.
Sometimes you couldn't really translate it right away. You're supposed to take some time to do it. Then the message within the language, in our case is engineering, the basic engineering or even applied engineering, the subject wouldn't be able to get through with English easily.
Yes.
So for me, the important part is how to understand the material well enough to send through you, to basically be able to translate that and send to you in Thai.
Okay. That's great. It's the last. Please give advice for student who is studying is studying in English.
Okay. So basically, if you think about the way we learn language,
Okay.
that's what I think. The way we learn language, we start from listening.
Yes.
You probably have to spend more time listen to something, music, movies, and all those kind of things. YouTube for your information on academics as well. I actually think that probably if you like movie, probably help a lot. If you listen to a movie very often, don't turn on the caption, don't use the translate version, use the English version. You would be able to understand or actually help you to translate it
Yes.
faster and faster. Once you have that, then you'll be able to listen to some other thing else easily. That's the starting point. But everything about this, you have to try. You have to spend time. You have to be patient on doing everything, listening, reading, or even try to learn how to speak. It's really trial and also patient work. It's also experiences, because just like our language, just like Thai language, English has idiom, has a way to transfer information differently than just what we know. So movies help.
Yes. Okay. That is really have many benefits for your advice.
Hopefully it would be useful.
Yes. Okay. So this is end of
The end of the conversation. All right. Well, thanks a lot.
Yes. Thank you. ครับขอบคุณมากผมชอบอันสุดท้ายมากเลยสุดยอดมีประโยชน์มาก
สวัสดีครับ
ใช่ครับ Please introduce yourself about your name and your career.
My name
Yes.
okay my name is
Podcast.
Anak. Yes, I'm the assistant professor at mechanical engineering department here.
Okay. And what is your starting point of this career?
It's a long time ago. I started to got the scholarship from Thai government when I was 17 years old,
Okay.
and at that time I have to go to study in Japan. It got the government scholarship for almost 12 years, and after that I have to come back here to return the scholarship to Thai government. Then that's the starting point of my work.
Okay. Next is what is the problem in your career? About the obstacle
What do you mean the obstacle?
is a problem that the student or the material or the what kind of problem อะ เอาเป็นว่าเดี๋ยวก็คือเป็นอุปสรรคในการทำงานอาจารย์เดี๋ยวตัดต่อ
You should ask me what is your sometime I got trouble
yes.
when I work. Almost no trouble, but the how to say the assistant. I'm sorry, the professor in university. We work a lot, not only teaching. You know that we have to do the research.
Yes.
We have to teach. We have to help other people. We have to go outside and then contribute to the social. Then the most upsetting thing is maybe how to produce a very good research and student. It's very difficult.
Yes. Okay.
You understand?
Yes. I
Okay.
understand. And next one is what is the most necessary skill for your work?
The most necessary skill when you say that, I like to answer that I'm doing the research, a lot of research in the laboratory. Um, the most important skill is to work closely with other people. We cannot do everything by ourselves.
Yes.
We need a partner. I have a research that need to have a medical doctor, have a research that need to have the dentist, have a research that need to have some people from the company, then how to work with other people very well.
Yes. You also work as a foreigner or the for not foreigner is a abroad person.
Yes, of course, because now research is international research. Then we need to have both in Thailand and also in foreign country uh, that can maybe how to say to expand our work more and more internationally.
Okay. And so, you think English is important for you?
Do you think that?
Yes.
Yes, it's very important. Yes.
And you give some reasons.
The reason?
Yeah. Why?
I think everyone knows that, right? That why English is very important.
Yes.
Otherwise, you don't have to learn English since you was young. Anyway, you know that in order to go abroad and to work with other people with different languages, if you go to Japan, you have to speak Japanese. If you go to Germany, you have to speak Deutsch. If you go to France, you have to speak French. You go to China, you have to speak Chinese. But it's very impossible to speak a lot of language. Right.
Yes.
Then we need a standard language that we can at least communicate to other people what we want to say. That is English. You know. But it's still a problem that everyone cannot speak English well. Not only Thai people but also other country people as well. But you know that if you want to try to speak other language else, for example, Japanese, Chinese, you need to begin from English. Then you can expand yourself to more language, right? The second, the third foreign language. That is very important.
I think so. And can you examine the favorite moment in your career life?
My favorite moment, I think I had a lot of favorite moments, but the most favorite one may be when I work very hard on something, I continue it very, very hard. I do the research for more than 10 years, and once that research become practical, practical, for example, we do the research in laboratory,
Yes.
we transfer that technology to the company commercialize the product, and then Thai people can use that product that made in our university. When I see other people use my orthodontic wire, other people use my implant to repair the broken bone, at that moment is a very, very happy moment.
Happy, right?
That's right. You understand?
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
The last is please give some advice for the student who is just starting in English.
Okay. Maybe ask yourself too, because you speak with me in English now.
Yes.
How do you feel that? You feel you comfortable or not?
Yes, it's quite comfortable.
Really?
But
If I conduct a class in English, can you understand everything?
no, but you need to prepare yourself for harder and harder.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, that's why I want to say to you all that you need to pay more effort to learn English. At least you need to read your textbook in English, because textbook in English is better than the Thai textbook. Okay?
Okay.
The second one, if you practice a lot of English every day, it means that you can develop yourself and got to be better and better. Okay? Then it look like the bank, you're saving your money every day. You put 1 baht, 5 baht, 10 baht. It means that English proficiency is the same. You can collect it more and more. You practice with other people. You speak, you read a book, you write down the sentence. That means that you can have more confidence to do a lot of things by using English. Why not? You start from now. you're still very young. Then what I want to say is to don't don't feel bored about study English. You need to how to say you need the awareness how English is very important. At least maybe last year we start the ASEAN. You know the ASEAN community.
Yes.
What is it?
It's AEC.
That's right. That's right. What is come from AEC?
Uh, it's economy something.
ASEAN Economy Community, right?
Yes.
It means that everyone need to speak in English and everyone need to compete each other. Once you graduate from this university, you have to go outside to the company. You have to compete with Thai people. You have to compete with Singaporean. You have to compete with very talented or very smart student from Taiwan. Is very around Southeast Asia. Yeah, this come because you need to start from speaking English. Okay, and I want to say only that thing that please try.
It's so useful.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And
Thank you.
Okay, this is end